I don't think the Supreme Court is going to find those arguments compelling in any way.
Former White House lawyer Ty Cobb is throwing cold water on Donald Trump's arguments for presidential immunity. On Monday, the former president filed a petition with the Supreme Court asking them to hear a case after a 3-judge panel for the U.S. Court for the District of Columbia Circuit unanimously ruled against him. In the ruling, they said, quote, "We cannot accept that the office of the presidency places its former occupants above the law for all time thereafter. Doing so," they said, "would collapse our system of separated powers by placing the president beyond the reach of all 3 branches." So, yes, their argument makes a lot of sense. Trump's argument is absolutely insane. So I want to show you more of the video of Cobb here in context, because he served during the Trump administration as the White House legal counsel, and he's going to explain to Aaron Burnett why Trump is going to lose.
This petition for a stay is pretty weak. It's a repetitive of their briefs below, which the arguments that they presented were not only soundly rejected, but eviscerated both in oral argument and in the opinion. I don't think the Supreme Court is going to find those arguments compelling in any way. I personally, and I may be in a sharp minority, I personally don't see them taking this case. Although I do think it's a possibility they could consider the stay petition as a petition for cert and stay the case for 24 to 48 hours, and then deny cert. I think this case could be over this week.
So if the Supreme Court doesn't take up this case, like Cobb is saying, then that would leave in place the lower court's ruling that Donald Trump does not have complete and total immunity. Okay, that makes sense. Look, what Trump is asking for is completely nutso. He's saying, well, I have complete and total immunity from prosecution when it comes to doing any crime. I can do whatever the hell I want, and they can't come after me, whether or not I'm president or no longer president. As long as I was president at one time in my life, I am completely immune from any prosecution. I can do whatever the hell I want. That's insane. He would be a king, a dictator, and could never be punished at all. You could rig the election. You could deploy the military against your political opponents. You could do any of that and never be held any accountable because, hey, I'm immune. That's insanity. Total and complete insanity. The court would have absolutely no reason not to reject it. Especially since, by the way, think about it. Biden is currently president. Theoretically, he could take these absolute immunity powers and throw Trump in jail. I mean, who could stop him? There's no rules anymore. There's no accountability if the court sides with Donald Trump, which is why they won't. Again, we're talking about absolute, complete, blanket, total immunity, which would, again, apply to all presidents, past, present, future. Okay? That would set this precedent that the court is going to absolutely reject. The president does have limited immunity, but only as it pertains to doing his job. Trump was not discharging the duties of his job, of the office of the president when he was egging on the crowd on January 6th. That's what this is about. He wasn't doing his job as president when he was pressuring states to find him votes that he didn't earn. Okay? He sure as hell wasn't doing his job as president when he promoted baseless conspiracy theories about voter fraud, election fraud. All right? That's why they're going to reject this argument, just like this lower court. You would have to be, again, completely insane, completely off base when it comes to the Constitution in order to say, oh, no, yeah, the president, completely 100% unaccountable to anyone, to the law. You would have to not care about the law or the Constitution at all. I agree with Cobb. He's absolutely going to lose this one. Either the court's going to reject even hearing the argument,